Hello everyone. Hope you are doing well, having a great time staying at home, of course staying safe. And this is science lesson class 3, chapter 3 and lesson 1. In this lesson we will try to talk about force and motion. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so I have seen your homework and we will try to answer those questions together. We will begin with chapter 2, page 181. So obviously the first question is the vocabulary, we have a few words and a lot of space. We will try to fill those space with a proper word. So the first question says, space, the movement of heat into solid that are touching. What is the movement of heat into solid that are touching? So what do you think the answer should be? Yes, exactly. So the conduction is the movement of heat from one object to another when they touch. So probably your answer should be conduction. Second question says, a matter in which heat cannot move easily. What is the matter which does not move heat easily? Insulator. Insulator, a material through which heat does not move easily. The third question says, something that makes things hot. What makes things hot? Heat. Heat makes things hot. The first one says matter in which heat move easily. Conductors. Conductors move heat easily. Next question says space, a tool that measures temperature. Thermometer is the tool that measures temperature. The last one says a measure of how cold or hot something is. Temperature is the measure of how cold or hot something is. Let's answer the multiple choice check understanding. The first question says, which of the following is an insulator? Silver spoon, aluminum foil, or a stainless steel spoon? The last option is a wooden spoon. The correct answer is a D. Wooden spoon is an insulator. The next question says, which of the following is a conductor? So the correct answer is a C, aluminum foil. You cannot possibly choose wooden spoon, oven gloves, or the sweater that is made of wool. The correct answer is C, as you can see in front of you. The third question says, Ahmed puts his hand on an ice cube. Heat moves from the ice to Ahmed's hand. Heat moves from Ahmed's hand to the ice. Heat does not move between Ahmed's hand and the ice. Heat moves from the ice to Ahmed's hand and back. So your answer should be B, because it cannot be A. The ice is not hot, so heat does not move from the ice to Ahmed's hand. What about the third, the C, option C? Heat does not move between Ahmed's hand and the ice. Talk about option D. Heat move from the ice to Ahmed's hand and back. No, that cannot happen because ice is not hot. So what is left is B. B is the correct answer. Moving on to the next question. The handle of a pan is often made of wood, since wood is A, a good conductor of heat, B, tough, strong, and does not break, C, not attracted by magnets, or D, a bad conductor of heat. Your answer should be D. Why they make the handle of a pan of wood? Because it is a bad conductor of heat. Wood does not get hot. Let's answer the connect concept. The question says use the term to complete the concept map. The terms are hot, conductor, conduction, heat, insulator, and cold. So what makes things hot? Heat. Heat makes things hot. What about the second one? Heat always moves from hot to cold. The fourth one, iron is good conductor of heat. The fifth one, heat can move between two touching objects by conduction, the process of conduction. What about this? The last one, plastic is an insulator of heat. So this was the answers of the chapter review. Now we can start today's lesson. Let's start. Start with the vocabulary, the necessary word that you need to learn and to know their definition also. So the first one is force, motion, speed, gravity, friction. Let me say it again one more time. So today's vocabulary is force, motion, speed, gravity, and friction. Let's talk about force. What is a force? Any new word, we will start that word with their definition, their meaning. So what is a force? A force is a push or pull. A force is a push or pull. So a force is a push or pull. Kawata force chia? Force hamu pal pionane yan rakeshane piutre force. Okay, so do I use force? Yes, you use force and I use force every day in every possible task you do. Daily task I mean. Hamu rojekto rojana force bakareni. O forceana chi boni muna seri goal checkupka. The goalkeeper use force on the ball to stop it. هیچ کاتی بی گولکا پارزگاهی لگولکا بکونه على توپکا بروتنایو یعنی بی توپکا بوستنه force بکارینه. So to move a ball, you can throw it, kick it, or hit it. Basically, you actually use force. You can push a door, just like you can see it right in front of you. If you want to open the door, then you need to pull it. Or if you want to close the door, you also need to use force and you need to push it. Any kind of push or pull is a force. So remember, if you push anything or you pulled anything, you have used force. هیچ کاتی اشتراکش یان پالی پیونی او تو force بکارینه. Can I ask you a question? Can you see things move around you? If you look around yourself, you will see a lot of things in motion. A bird are flying across the sky. Insects are moving, crawling on the floor. The ball is moving if you're playing football. So a lot of things around you is in motion. So what is motion? A motion is a change in position. A change in position is motion. Everything around you has a position. You know the position. You have a position. If you remember in your class, you have a specific place. Every day when you go to your class, you sit in your place, right? So you have a position, and everything in world has its own position. So if any change happened in that position, then that thing is moving. So you can say that thing is in motion. Let's talk about speed. What is a speed? A speed is the measure of how fast something moves a certain distance. Just like a car in front of you. You know that the car is moving 30 meters per hour. You can also say that the distance covered by an object in a given time is called speed. بانمونەیەکە بەمە دوو سیارەمان هەیە ئەم دوو سیارەیە یەکێکیان ئەوێ بڕوا بۆ لە سلێمانیەوە بڕوا بۆ دوکان ئەوەی تریان ئەوێ لە سلێمانیەوە بڕوا بۆ هەولێر باشە ئەوەی کە لە سلێمانیەوە چی بۆ دوکان 40 دقەیەوە ئەوەی تریان با بڵێین لە سلێمانیەوە بۆ هەولێر کە ڕێگەکەی دوورترە بە 40 دقەکە ئیبڕە کامیان سپیدیان زۆرترە ئافکۆرس ئەوەی کە لە سلێمانیەوە ڕوا بۆ هەولێر بۆ لە بەروی ڕێگەیەکی زۆرتری بڕیوە بە هەمان کات هەموو بە هەردووکیان بە 40 دقە کاتیان ویستووە بەڵام هەولێر دوورترە وەک لە دوکان بۆیە ئەوەی کە ڕۆشتووە بۆ هەولێر خێرایەکی زۆر زیاتر بووە وەک لەوەی کە ڕۆشتووە بۆ دوکان تێگەیشتی؟ So an object that moves a greater distance in the same amount of time has a greater speed. You already know everything around you has a measure. هەموو شتەکانی چواردەورە بۆ نمونە ماس وتمان مێژەری هەیە بە گرام و کیلۆگرامەی پێوین بۆ نمونە چیترمان هەیە distance بە میترە پێوین volume بە میلیلیتر یان لیتر ئەپێوین وانە ئەی speed بەچێ ئەپێوین how speed is measured speed is measured with kilometer per hour or meter per second so you will have to know that 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meter. Okay? I want you to look at the pictures in front of you. From the snail to the person who is walking to the person who is actually racing or look at the jet that is moving. Each one of these things has its own speed. So everything around you move at different speeds. Do you know what makes things move at a greater distance? Well, larger force causes objects to move with greater speed. So remember, if you used more force on your bicycle, if probably your bicycle will move faster and faster and faster, right? Or you will have more and more and more speed, right? Let's talk about the types of force or gravity. What is a gravity? A gravity is the force that pulls things toward the earth. So the force that makes you stay on the surface of the earth is gravity. A gravity, what makes the things fall down on the surface of earth. For example, if you throw a ball or an apple, just like you can see it in front of you. Because of the gravity, the apple or the ball will fall to the ground. The gravity is the force that makes things fall toward the surface of the earth. Okay? So gravity also keeps people and things on the ground, as I said. Moving on to the friction. What is the friction? A friction is a force that slows down moving object or stop them from moving. So the force of friction takes place when two objects rubbing or rub together. Okay, what happens when you use the brake on your bicycle? When you use the brakes of the bicycle, a piece of rubber rubs against the wheel and causes friction. And because of the friction between the brakes and the wheels, the bicycle eventually will stop moving, as you can see in front of you. Say it one more time. What is friction? A friction is a force that slows down or stops moving objects. The same thing happens whenever you play with your ball. Whenever you kick the ball will start moving until it finally stops. It stops due to friction between the ball and the ground. Kawata fractional force أبته هوي خابونوي اشتجول أو شتاني كأجولن والأخير شأن وسنة أجبي بزاني كفراكشن بهوي fraction أوتو تباسكي لكت كاتك أتو استوبي بيبغلي استوبك ده ويان كاتك شقك لتوبكي بهوي fraction بيني توبكو أرزكوا الأخيرة توبكت أو استيلا جولا بلا ما بزاني fraction لبيني أو سرفيساني ك smoothen كم ترى وقلو سرفيساني ك roughen. So أجر سيري أجر شو بيتي بو bowling سيري أرزكي بكي groundكي smoother بو لبري كم ترين fraction هبي لبيني أرزكو بولكا. So remember, objects slide easier on a smooth surface than on a rough surface. Okay? Okay, we reached the end of this lesson. So thank you for your attention, and don't forget your homework. Your homework is page 191. Also should search about that person. If you want to answer that question is totally up to you. The question says, do you know anything about me? And good luck!